Hello and welcome to our web tutorial on investing for a secure retirement. In this tutorial, we learn to answer questions like, how much wealth do we need if we want to draw a given rent from our capital, or alternatively, how much capital withdrawal is possible from given assets in retirement. This also applies if you are already retired and plan to spend some of your assets or leave an inheritance. We assume that you are already familiar with our tutorial A and B. If so, you can proceed here by pressing Step In to get started with the first screen. We need first to select the target category we want to pursue. In this tutorial, we want to invest for a secure retirement. To activate this option, we need to either buy a day pass or activate our access token. Both options are accessible from the pricing menu. After activating our day pass, the option, Plan Investments for a Secure Retirement, is enabled. Please be aware that the day pass is only valid on the same device and within the same browser that one uses to execute the purchase. We can click on the icon now and proceed to the next page. Next, we need to enter our year of birth. This information is particularly important because we will not ask you how long your assets should last. With your year of birth, we know your statistical life expectancy, which is the basis for the investment horizon. So please do not cheat. On the next page, we need to know if you are already retired or not. Note that the already retired option is only available if you are older than 45. However, if you are a crypto billionaire or professional footballer and want to retire earlier, you can contact us for customized solutions. In this tutorial, we will select Not Yet Retired and proceed to the next window. The next window is particularly important. Here, we need to state what question our investment engine should answer for us. If we already have a predefined pension expectation, this means how much regular capital withdrawal will be required during our retirement, shown in this illustration in green. We can choose this first option. In this case, the system will estimate how much wealth, and what contributions to reach this wealth, are needed until retirement, in order to maintain our living standards after retiring. If we want to know what contribution to our pension, in the form of capital consumption, we can expect, given our capital investments today, we can select the second option to the right. Here, the system estimates how much capital we can extract during retirement in the future, based on our capital contributions and investments today. Let us assume for now the first option, in which we have an idea about the required regular payments from our capital, but we are not sure if our assets in retirement will be sufficient to meet that expectation. The last window before the questionnaire is about how granular we want to make our pension planning. We can use the Swiss pillar system, which requires assumptions about our capital or rents, coming from the second and third pillar at retirement, or we can use a general questionnaire without pillars. For the sake of simplicity, we will choose the second option for this tutorial, the general variant without pillars. We can now begin to complete our investment mission statement. First, we indicate the age at which we want to retire, followed by the expected state pension or rents from insurance or other regular payments we expect. After that, we need to specify whether or not we want to adjust the payout from our investments, that is, the capital we want to consume as an annuity over time, to inflation. Note that this is an important feature of our system. While all of our retirement optimization is done relative to a consumer price index, the decision to adjust the future payouts for inflation is up to you. We recommend selecting Adjusted for Inflation, followed by the amount we would like to receive at the beginning of our retirement. The last text block is about the funds we have today to build up our assets for retirement. After entering the amount of investment available today, an indicative range is displayed for the further investments required over time until retirement. In this example, the first guesstimate indicates that we need between 4,000 Swiss francs to 6,000 Swiss francs per month as minimum contribution, which is a lot. Although it is only a hint, we can already simulate how these values change with a higher retirement age or with a higher initial investment. For example, simply changing the retirement age from 60 to 65 would significantly reduce the required contributions by 2,000 Swiss francs per month. So let's tweak our retirement plan a bit to reduce the required regular investment contribution until retirement. As you know from tutorials A and B, setting the right priority in our tool is crucial. Given the long investment horizon and your age, the theory would allow for a lower prioritization. However, as you age, this recommendation would automatically shift toward medium and high. To feel more assured, we increase the priority already to medium and go further. With the goal priority set, the questionnaire continues with some basic onboarding information that was already discussed in tutorials A and B. For the sake of brevity, we will jump directly to the estimated risk profile. Please confirm our estimate or, if you know your risk profile from other financial services, select an appropriate profile. With pressing confirm, we are triggering the strategy calculation. The calculation is now running. Note that the retirement calculation is time-consuming, so we will need to be patient until the results are ready. In the meantime, we can test our financial literacy again by answering a few simple questions while we wait. We will be notified when the investment strategy is created so we can go to the strategy dashboard. Assuming that we are already familiar with the dashboard, we can start interpreting the results immediately. At the first glance, everything looks feasible. As the target indicator shows, our strategy is deep in the green. This indicates that we could probably do better, meaning that we could reach our goal with either less capital or less regular contributions. This is confirmed by the contribution barometer below. While we are willing to contribute 2,000 Swiss francs per month, the system would estimate that only 900 Swiss francs would be needed. A look at the goal projection confirms this overinvestment. Given our initial capital, planned regular contributions, risk profile, and priority level, we would remain effectively invested only until retirement, slowly reducing our effective risk from 60% equity to 30%. After that, the strategy would shift to cash, which is not optimal from an investment perspective. We would simply be overinvested. Going back to the control center, we could, as always, adopt the optimal solution. By clicking on Show Optimal, the monthly investment contribution will adjust towards a much lower level of 900 Swiss francs. We can also see that the capital needed for retirement falls under the optimal solution significantly down to a much lower level. In the target projection, we can again see that the strategy is now longer invested in 60% equities and only towards the end starts to reduce risk and increasingly shift into cash. So how should we proceed from here? Of course, we could use our new adjusted mission statement with lower investment contributions, and click Show Optimal Portfolio to finalize the strategy. We could also stick to our investment contributions, but reduce our start capital or increase our pension target towards a higher level, or decide to reduce time to retirement. This will all take time and computational power. Let us therefore do something else for illustration purposes. Going back to goal projections, we can see that the strategy will deplete our assets to zero by the time we reach our assumed life expectancy. Since for most investors the idea of running out of money at an older age is particularly distressing, we allow you to change the mission statement to include a reserve. When opening the pension details, we can add reserve assets that we feel are necessary. This is also prudent when accounting for longevity risk. At the moment, reserve assets cannot exceed today's starting capital. So let us add 150,000 Swiss francs as reserve to the investment plan, which is about 4 years of additional capital consumption, and recalculate. The results show that we continue to be deeply in green with our strategy. However, the wealth projection shows that we are now only depleting our assets down to 150,000 Swiss francs. By including reserve assets, we remain longer invested into 60% equities and reach a higher wealth at retirement. Note that due to our need for reserves, the optimal contribution increases from 900 Swiss francs to 1,000 Swiss francs per month. We can continue to refine our strategy, but if we stick to our mission statement and planned contributions, we can also ask the system to estimate the optimal pension from capital, meaning the optimal capital consumption during retirement, rather than calculating the optimal contributions before retirement. To do this, you need to go back to the pension details and change the Optimize for option from optimal capital to optimal pension. A word of caution, the dashboard does not allow you to switch back. After changing to optimal pension, we need to press Recalculate Strategy again. The results do not look very different from the optimal contribution case. Note, however, that the upper barometer now focuses on the expected pension, while the investment capital is now shown in the lower barometer. In the upper barometer, we see our original retirement goal in red. This consisted of our monthly state pension of 3,000 Swiss francs and our desire to withdraw 3,000 Swiss francs from our capital during retirement. However, Given our pre-retirement investments, our total feasible pension is much higher at around 7,500 Swiss francs. By clicking on Use Optimal Solution, we see the Pension from Capital tab adjusted to the feasible value. We can also see under Goal Projections that our risk budget is fully utilized. If we are satisfied with the results and the strategy is green, we can complete our fine-tuning by clicking on Show My Investment Portfolio. This will take us, as usual, to the See Results pop-up window, where we will be asked to accept our already familiar investment advisory terms and conditions. As in the case of investing to achieve a goal or to pay off your debts, we can further study the investment proposal to familiarize ourselves with the risks and costs involved. Given the long investment horizon, the estimated loss of assets due to the payment of management fees is significant and exceeds 400,000 Swiss francs. The good news is that we can avoid this wealth loss by managing our assets ourselves. After that, we can, under Last Step, download the investment PDF, contact an advisor, or start implementing the strategy on our own. With this, you have tailored your investment strategy for retiring far beyond any other investment platform currently available. Congratulations! Please use the Exit Dashboard tab to fully complete the investment process. But before you do, please consider helping us remain independent and continue to develop our investment platform. Every donation helps us to further democratize access to financial markets and capital gains. And always remember, it's investing made easy for everyone.